How to use your copper Gua Sha tool. This is a very simple video to show you how to get the amazing benefits of body gua sha with the latest addition in the Hayo'u toolkit. So first of all, we use our body oil. Now this oil has been specially formulated to work with gua sha because it's designed to not be easily absorbed by the skin. If it's easily absorbed by the skin, you're not going to get the slip that you need to do gua sha. So the first area of concern is the décolletage, the neck and the shoulders. So first of all, you apply the oil, and second of all, you take the outward rounded edge of the crystal and you work across the chest in gentle sweeps as if you were massaging a small child. You don't want to overpress, but equally you want to get a sensation of something dynamic happening between the skin, the muscles, the fascia, the bones, and generally the physical body itself. So I'm just working outwards about 6 sweeps at a time. But what will happen is you'll start to kind of a sensation of kind of opening up, where you suddenly start to feel like there's an opening. Once you've done about 6 sweeps with the outer circle, you move to the serrated edge and you go over the area with the serration. And with the serration, you can hear it kind of going like this. And this is really key because what you're doing here is opening up the fascia and you're allowing a deeper level of opening and restoration to come in, partly through the shape of the tool and the structure of the tool, but also through the actual copper itself, which is really, really good at being adaptogenic to what it is that your body needs, cooling what's hot, warming what's cool, and generally creating the best possible gua sha results. Once you've gone across the chest, I go to the inner dip of the concave of the tool, and then I'm going down the back of my neck. Now I've got a little snaggle just there and I can feel that wanting to open up, so I'm just going to go over that to just allow that to work like a massage, just like as if a massage therapist, and you're going there, and I can just feel that, and you'll see that redness coming up, which is that lovely sha, which means sort of flush. And I'm just going easily over my shoulders, just working conveniently and easily down the back of the neck. Always making sure I've got the oil. And then as soon as I've gone in with the physical body on the smooth edge, I then turn the tool to the serrated edge, and then I'm just going down the sides. And then with that serration, I can just go in on a slightly scissoring technique on those areas which I've already identified as areas of pain and tension. So I can just generally striate into the area itself, creating the best possible results. Now, with this tool, there's another brilliant technique you can do, which is the spiral technique. Now, the spiral technique is particularly useful when you're dealing with emotion. Now, when you're doing chest gua sha, you have got obviously access to one of the most important organs of your body when it comes to emotion, which is your heart. So the heart obviously is roughly here. Okay, so just go to the middle of the chest, and there is the area that we want to work on. And what I want to do here is just go round and round and round to just start allowing the energy to start flowing. This is really good for anxiety, for stress, for overwhelm, for just feeling at the end of the day, if you've just been in a rat race, a sense of competition, sense of unworthiness, any of those sorts of feelings that we get, that just by working the gua sha tool just up the center line of the body, spiraling upwards, is incredibly beneficial for just opening up the heart. You can see quite clearly I've had a few of those feelings myself because there it is for all to see, that all important red flush. Now, I always talk about body gua sha being something that you really should do, in my opinion, in the evening. Okay, this is going to really support sleep, and it's going to support your mental health. Although your mental health is very much moving in terms of your thoughts, working through the organs is a very, very healing way to address that negative narrative that we all feel. Now that we've addressed the chest and the upper body, the next area to look at is your tummy. The way that I like to do the tummy with this tool is to kind of work outwards like a kind of ray of sun. Okay, so again, we work with the oil. Rub the oil. So what we're going to do is we take the striation and we just work outwards. So I'm going out from the belly button, out, drawing that energy just in like a kind of ray of sun. Okay, going upwards and then downwards, just around the body, just like a little round we go. really working in the striations. Now there you can really see, I've got adhesions under the surface of the skin there, and that's one of the major ones, and it's literally just come up right there, and I can feel it going underneath because the striation is really getting the energy moving as well as the tissue itself. Then you can turn the tool and you can work with all the different ends. I particularly like the double end for the abdomen, okay? So at this stage, what I like to do is just follow the energy contours of the abdomen and just working across the sides like that, just working across that diagonal like this and like this. Don't worry about the red flush. The idea of this is to do it at night time because the red flush is really deeply healing the body, and that's really what I want it to do. A little extra move, which I really like, is ideally you don't really want a bra for this one, but for the sake of dignity, I'm going to keep mine on, and just take a little bit of that oil and just go down the sides of the body like this. This is one of my all-time favorite moves. You can either work on the smooth angle or the serrated angle or both, okay? So I'm going to start with the smooth. I'm going to go down the sides and I'm just going to brush down the sides of the body. Oh, it's fantastic. If you're teeth grinding at night, if you're struggling with sleep, look how that redness is just starting to increase there, just from the articulation of the shoulder. You've got all sorts of confluent points on the side. You've got all sorts of lymph nodes gathering. You've got the gallbladder channel. You've got heart-related channels. You've got all this area, and you just want to go down the sides like so, clearing it out. Once you've done it with the smooth edge, turn the tool round, go to the serrated edge and just go back over it. There it goes. You can see with the serration how it comes up so easily. And this is fantastic for helping you sleep. It's also brilliant, as I said, for anybody who's a jaw grinder. Now, you obviously do that on both sides. You will notice, just make sure that you're applying oil. And the other great thing about this tool is that when you feel that you've got a little area that feels tight and it feels icky, and I've got one right there, okay? So I'm just going to show you on that spot just how to when something's feeling just a little bit like a little sweet spot, pretending that I was your massage therapist and you go, oh, there. You just take the rounded smooth side like that, going into the area just to open it up first so that you're getting the flesh and blood opened up first, which is really what Gua Sha is doing. Press stroke to create that red. Then you go into the serration and then you double up and you can get that, it's going to open the tissue fibers, the fibers that are stuck and like this, which is what the problem is. And not only so the smooth edge of the tool is going to get them like this, but the serration edge is going to get them working a bit more like a coral reef where everything starts to move and the blood circulation starts to flow. And don't be afraid of the red. At any point in time, you can stop. Okay, so here you've got me showing you different levels of redness. Now, I do flush up very easily, which is quite convenient when I'm demonstrating. But in this, I can go deeper. I can stop right there, let it go down. By probably day after tomorrow, that would have completely gone. Then do it again. Or I can go a bit deeper now and just really bring that up. And I can feel the release going on under the surface of the skin as the body opens up. And what you're doing is you're creating a bruise on purpose to allow the blood flow to get into the stuck tissue and to allow the toxicity to start opening up and getting into the body's natural eliminatory processes. So going down the sides is a really useful way. It's very good for drawing in your waist, and it's also really good for your gut health. Last but by no means least, the way that I like to address the legs, and you can do this in various different ways, but my favorite way is to follow the energy contours of the body. And with this, we like to go down the back and the outside of the legs and up the inside of the legs. That is the general way that I like to teach this. There are other ways of doing it, but that is the basic way. So all you're going to do at this stage is you're going to take the oil. Again, I'm slightly limited by clothing, so you will want to oil your bottom, okay? But I will pretend I've oiled my bottom and I will then do it on my thighs as well, okay? So you're going to get the oil. Now, the body oil, as I've said, is a fantastic massage oil. It's designed to be on the skin. It's designed to give you enough slip so that you're getting the best benefits of your Gua Sha tool. So you want to be nice and liberal with the oil, making sure you've got that all over the area. As I said, you want to make sure you've oiled the bottom as well, okay? So at this stage now, you've gone down the abdomen, you've gone down the sides. So you want to keep that journey and you want to go down the back of the body and across, down the sides, like so. All the way from the bottom, down the sides of the legs, down the sides and down the back. You start with the inner curve of the tool, and then, as I've said, you go then to the striation side, and then you go back over it again, and it's going to give you a very, very dynamic sensation. Now, this tool does allow you to go all over the body, as I'm showing you, but when it comes to the legs, to be honest with you, the best use of this tool is to go into the articulations of the body, okay? So perhaps you've had a cesarean, perhaps you've got gynae issues going on, perhaps you've got bowel issues going on. So what you really want to be doing is working into the inguinal area here. So you would put a little bit of oil here, and you would just be working more delicately into these areas of the body, as well as the big surface areas as well. So I'm just working across into the area like so. It's also really good use is if anyone's getting burning sensations down, sort of cystitis-y type things, as well as seeing your doctor, obviously, you can also do a very simple technique where you're just working into the whole of the pubic symphysis area as well, because then what happens is the heat comes out through the skin, relieving the effect on the vaginal area internally. So it's quite a useful technique to do as well as seeing the doctor. So working into these areas, also working into the knees, okay? So just making sure that you're working into these joints and these articulations and ankles and all over the feet as well. But the general basic tool, okay, is across the chest, down the shoulders, like a sunshine around the belly, sweeping down the sides, and then with the legs, down the back and up the insides. And with that, you have body gua sha. Let me know in the comments below if you need any further assistance.